Question presented to us here today at When Wellness was, what is Thaumatin? Thaumatin. What is Thaumatin? Well, it's a sweetener that they put in foods. Is it good or bad? In simple, it is totally fine. And for us to say that here at When Wellness, it's really got to be backed by pretty strong evidence to be totally okay for your health. All right, now it has generally recognized as safe or GRAS status by the FDA and by European nations. But what is Thaumatin, before we get into it a little bit here? Also known as E957, Thaumatin is actually a protein. Typically these sweeteners are carbohydrates, but it's a protein that's extracted from the plant Thaumaticoccis danieli. Okay, and it's been used for years and years now. They did a reevaluation, I believe it was in 2019. There's a PubMed article. If you search health effects of Thaumatin online, it'll come up pretty quickly, and it's very extensive, showing there were no adverse effects of ingesting Thaumatin, even when given to rats and mice at 1 gram per pound of body weight. So 1 gram per pound is a copious amount of Thaumatin. It still didn't have any harmful effect on them, right? So it is totally healthy. It is totally fine. It's not supposed to spike your insulin, right? Well, it is a protein, right? And typically, we see, albeit isolated whey protein isolate can spike insulin. Typically, when protein is combined with other things, does not spike insulin as much as sugar, right? Insulin's job is to tell cells to open up those portals to let sugar into them and use it for energy, right? So it's something that shouldn't spike blood sugar. Now, it's also got NOEL status, no observed adverse effect level. And this status majorly, they say it is true in humans, okay, which is important to us, of course. But some of the studies in humans are of relatively low to moderate quality or have a higher risk of bias. And so they said, based on the information that we got from rat and mice studies, basically, along with the effects that we've seen in humans, we give a pretty moderate to strong grade that it's absolutely very safe. So in my opinion, it seems really, really safe. Now, would you want to take it in a fasted state? Remember, it is protein. You have sweeteners like, allulose. You have things like, that's a big one now. You have things like erythritol and xylitol. You have really our top two, stevia and monk fruit, right? That they don't have any calories. They don't spike insulin. These you can have on a fast, right? And so, they make stevia especially, which can also reduce inflammation, improve insulin sensitivity. Hence why I used it in Super U with natural flavors, all completely natural. Won't spike your insulin. And, it is very different from Thaumatin. Thaumatin is not, a sugary type thing, right? This is a protein that we're talking about here. So it will have a different effect on metabolism. It does have 4 calories per gram. And so, if you have any amount of calories, technically, really that'll break a fast. But this comes with a few caveats. It's just so fascinating. Technically, that is the truth, right? But if you were to have a black cup of coffee, that is how many calories? Maybe 5, maybe 10 at the most, probably like 5, right? There's something in it. Does that break a fast? No. So you look up stuff online and you'd be so confused. I tell people during a fast, you can have black coffee, you can have black tea, and you can have water. Pretty much that's it. If you want to squeeze some lemon juice in your water, really hard for you to drink a lot of water, go ahead. But those are not supposed to break a fast, right? Well, especially water would not. But when it comes to Thaumatin, I think there's a similar principle we could apply here, where it doesn't take a lot to sweeten something, right? Because it's very powerful flavor, apparently. I've never had it, but purportedly this is the truth. So it would take a tiny amount to sweeten something. So if it's 4 calories per gram, and they're putting 30 milligrams, right? Well, that's going to be a lot less than 1 calorie, right? So if you have 4 calories in 1 gram, that means in 250 milligrams, right, you would have 1 calorie. And if you had 50 milligrams, you'd have a fifth of a calorie. So Is it really going to break your fast? I would say if black coffee doesn't break your fast, it shouldn't break your fast, right? But, that was a very good question. I thought very interesting. Thaumatin, people, also known as E957, if you guys are late to the party here, is perfectly fine for your health. That's according to PubMed, a massive review. And, the evidence is relatively solid for saying it's completely safe to have as a sweetener. Who do we got on here? We got Slim Shreds. That's an OG, absolute beast. Check him out, Slim Shreds. He's also a Super U ambassador. I'm proud to say that. Great representation of health, my friend. Thank you. Insta Aaron, Cuomo James, Jamie Roger, what's up? What's up, the real apologetic Sabia? You know where I'm at, girl. We're at Wed Wellness Chiropractic right now. Sam Tanny, Tommy Reed, Berlin Bad, Seven Apple Blue. Ash, what's up, lady? I see you tomorrow, girl. And that was you first, Tommy Reed. Hey, got you, brother. As for now. So we got for you, folks. We'll see you tomorrow, baby. Not sure where, not sure when. We'll see you then. Have an amazing rest of the day. Thank you. And happy Wed Wellness.